1.
It's damn good time. It's damn good time.
Driver Kruger, baby. We're trying to make it look fake. It's too good. There's got to be a way to make money on this. Damn good time. Driving Kruger. And I'm a cat. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I'm Steve Schaefer.
I'm Cody Adams.
And this is a Damn Good Time podcast.
Trying to hit him with it.
Hitting him with it. And if you're watching, you already see we look, we're a little festive. We didn't go all out this year for Halloween.
No.
But we've got costumes on.
Kind of, yeah.
Sort of. Like we got hats on. we put a lot of money into this.
Yeah, to be honest, we got hats on.
Yeah, we just have things on our head. That's about it. You have a cigar tape.
I have a
here.
cigar prop.
Yeah. You have a cigar. So.
Driving crooner, baby.
Yeah, this is the Halloween edition, I guess. Spooky. Oh, we should have looked up some scary stories to tell or something.
Ooh.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
No, I think I've already said mine with the ghosts and stuff. We've talked about that before. So
Yeah.
Nothing.
But who is phone? There's some fucking... I know I've read it before, and it's like some fucking creepypasta Reddit thread where some guy was telling a story, and then like the end, the last hook of it was like, "But who is phone?"
Who is phone?
It's so dumb.
But who is the phone?
Yeah. So Know Your Meme says that then who was phone is a catchphrase associated with a subtype of creepypasta stories that are poorly written or unintentionally funny, most typically seen on 4chan, not Reddit. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess we could find the story and read it to you. Oh, here it is. So you're with your honey and you're making out when the phone rings. You answer it, and the voice is, "What are you doing with my daughter?" You tell your girl, and she says, "My dad is dead." Then who was phone? So that's scary. Right?
Yeah, scary.
So, yeah, that's. Like I said, it's a really dumb one, but it went viral for because it's so dumb, I guess.
Just so people can meme it out.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So who was phone then?
Who was
honestly,
phone? I don't know.
Then who was phone? Her dad's dead.
He's dead. So
Must have been a ghost.
Gotta be
Some sort of apparition.
But
yeah, so in my costume, yours obviously, for those listening and not watching, you have a fedora on, and we fashioned a cigar to your mic stand to be the driving crooner from the popular hit television show, I Think You Should Leave, on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, you need to. It's amazing. Some of the best comedy I feel like I've seen in a while.
It's pretty damn funny.
It's all like so stupid that it's funny.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of taste and funny.
It's one of those things too where like you might watch it for the first time and you're like,
This is fucking stupid.
this is stupid. And I feel like no offense, because I'm sure there's some females that probably really think it's hilarious, but some are. I feel like most of the time are like, this is really dumb.
Yeah, I'd say 90% of the dudes I've talked to about it love it, and 90% of the chicks that I've talked to hate it. So it's but it's not even like bro comedy. I don't think. I don't know.
No, it's definitely not. It's just kind of, it's just dumb.
Yeah,
it's just dumb
stupid.
and weird. But the guys, I think we get into it because we just love his face, and his facial expressions, and everything he does.
Yeah,
just makes it funnier. And maybe they don't. Maybe they're just listening to the jokes more than not looking at this guy. You know, one of those comedic actors like that are just funny because of who they are as a person and their expressions and what their mannerisms.
Yeah.
Go back to like Chris Farley. Chris Farley was hilarious because he was a big dude that was just like
Very physical.
crazy, like emotion comedy.
Moved around a lot.
Yeah.
And this Chris Robbins dude, he is that his name, Chris Robbins?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He shouts
Tim.
a lot. Tim
Robbins.
I think. Yeah. God damn it.
I think it's Tim Robbins.
My brain's all Swiss cheesy today.
Swiss cheesy brain. Do you have some Gouda?
With Tim Robinson.
Tim Robinson.
Yeah. So,
Tim Robbins is like the
Yeah.
wealthy guy that does speeches and shit, or something. Or he's an actor. I don't know. There's a lot. But yeah, I mean, oh no,
Tim Robbins is that.
he's
guy.
that actor guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's another Robbins dude that I think you're thinking of. That's a motivational speaker guy. Yeah. They all got the same fucking name. Very basic.
There's a lot of
First
damn
name.
Robbins out
Yeah.
there. And I don't know if you're rocking.
It's hard to say.
Okay. Terrible. Terrible.
Say if they're rocking or not.
Rockin' Robin.
Tweet, tweet, tweet. But yeah, so you're the driving crooner, and then I have cat ears on. I couldn't decide if I wanted to, I'm a cat, meow, or I'm a gamer chick,
Yeah.
So I'll just do both.
It's a weird game.
I swear, you can't,
Put
you
cat
can't,
ears on.
yeah, you can't find a fucking Twitch streaming gamer chick that doesn't have cat ears on her headphones. And I figured, hey, what costume goes good with headphones? Cat ears. So that's why I did it.
Yeah, I think a lot of those are either like built into the headset
yeah,
too,
yeah.
most of the time, but
Yeah, the only thing I don't have a pink controller.
or they might have elf ears for some reason.
Right. Yeah.
And they definitely have an OnlyFans.
Yes. yeah. And you can probably definitely find where people have taken those videos and uploaded them to your favorite pornography site. I may or may not have found those. So.
Yeah, there you go.
So, was the one chick, Belle Delphine? She was selling her bathwater and stuff. She had cat ears.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
She made like a ton of money selling
Oh, yeah.
bathwater.
Well, she also did a lot of OnlyFans porno stuff too.
Yeah, right.
There's one with a big yoga ball with dodos strapped. That's pretty cool. It's interesting. Hey, I have a curious mind, okay?
I'm curious like a cat.
Yes, I am.
Curious like a cat.
Curious like a cat. That's why my friends call me Whiskers.
Because I'm curious like a cat.
Oh man, yeah, and we missed last week, so apologies for that.
Yeah, that was kind of on me. I had a, anniversary.
Well, it was on both of us. I mean, we're busy men.
Yeah, I mean, had an anniversary, and then the in-laws came down to watch the kids, so we could go do something for our anniversary, and then they stayed the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. So got to hang out with them.
We were talking about trying to do remote podcast on Sunday, but then I didn't even bring it up on Sunday because I was busy as shit.
Yeah,
So.
busy weekend.
You'll have that, man.
Yeah,
Sorry. Pay us, and then we'll make sure we do it.
yeah. We had to take a buy. We had to
There's
take
got to
buy.
be a way to make money off of it.
Yeah, maybe you do the podcast.
Yeah. Had a good friend, Kyle Walsh's wedding on that Saturday too. It was a good time.
Yeah, I felt bad I couldn't go to that. Probably could have, but.
But once again, it was on your anniversary. So it's like-
Right, yeah,
But I mean, you could have got a free anniversary dinner.
true.
I
Right.
mean, and a free DJ.
Yeah, probably DJ shout out.
Free. Yeah.
Somebody probably be
Right.
like, hey, it's their anniversary. They're 4 years too. Blah,
Right.
Blah, blah. But maybe on their first anniversary, we'll be like, hey, it's our 5th. Like, hi, congratulations.
Do gotta say, speaking of the DJ, they weren't that good.
Ooh, you gotta hate that at a wedding.
I mean, they were all right. They played, I'm sure they played all the songs that the bride and groom wanted them to play and all that stuff. But like there towards the end when the dance floor was like really getting like popular, he started playing like all this shit that nobody really knew.
Oh.
Like all of a sudden it's like Lil Wayne, and no offense to Lil Wayne, I'm not a huge fan. But then all of a sudden it's like everybody's out there and like you shout and you do the wedding staples and everybody's out there having a great time and all of a sudden it's like, and then here's some Lil Wayne and like everybody just leaves the dance floor.
Yeah, it's not bad. That's not good luck.
Right?
Maybe the bride and groom will maybe requested some extra Lil Wayne or
Maybe, or
something. Could
something.
have, but like,
But it was a younger cat too, so I feel like he was like, "Oh man, they're really getting into this. Everybody's on the dance floor. Here's the next one to turn things up." And it's like, no.
you get it. Typically, you know your age group too, and because you're at a wedding for 30-something-year-olds.
Right.
Like, you got to be playing. You got to be going hard in the 90s, in the 2000s.
Right. And that's what was killing it.
And you stay in that lane.
Yeah.
You stay in that lane. You can put out some newer stuff, but it's got to be like a very catchy pop.
Super hits.
Like super hits. Yeah. Not some kind of Lil Wayne like off the wall track. You gotta keep it flowing.
Right.
You gotta keep it flowing. Or you have some sweet mixes that kind of mix in some other music too. Like,
he did also, which I have no problem with the DJ horn. Like, I think it's cool sometimes, and like it can be very comedic.
Yeah.
But he used it a little too much.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, it was a younger cat, so maybe this could have been his first wedding. You know,
Just splashing in.
he's trying to learn the ropes, and that's cool, man.
Got to figure it out.
You know, no hate. I'm just saying it wasn't the best wedding DJ that I've experienced.
Yeah. Well, I've seen some really bad ones.
Yeah.
So that doesn't sound that bad from what I've seen before. I've seen an old lady come in with, in the last, this was, I don't know, 8 years. So we got digital music everywhere.
Yeah.
And she's bringing in like CD decks
Oh yeah.
and stuff, and
Yeah.
like a cassette deck and record player. I'm like, oh, she gonna spin some beats? No.
Yeah, two
Like-
turntables are fucking dope. You know.
Yeah, but
If you're scratching it.
all she did was play like the classics, and
Yeah.
then that was it. And it was like, that was weird.
I feel like that'd be a fun thing to learn how to do is spin record and scratch and shit.
Yeah.
Which now even that's all fucking digital.
Yeah, right. So
No,
just
there's
get-
nobody fucking sitting there pulling vinyl out, slapping it on, finding the track, and then you know.
well, there's probably some truthers that are like, or I don't want to call them truthers. I don't, some what's the word?
Purists.
Purists that
Yes.
are like, no, you have to scratch a real record for that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Or they're even like, and then they do that dumb shit where like these are 40s, which are like smaller and they spin faster and shit, so it's harder to find beat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so yeah, but that's still like back in the fucking 2000s. Whenever the one dude that I was listening to, he was, because it was a full album of a set list that he did. It was a whole like hour and a half long set, and then he's like, "No, we're doing the 40s," and he was mixing Tool with like Bombs Over Baghdad. I wish I could remember what the fuck that dude's name was because it was legit shit, fucking legit. But he would mix 40s, and then he would sit there and drink a 40 while he's doing 40s. Like that was his whole fucking bit for like 30 minutes, and like that's kind of cool.
that's what I really like. Like when you get a DJ that's like the wedding DJ that's got those hot mixes in there. Where
Yeah.
he's, and maybe not. I'm not talking about the record scratching, but like
Right.
that's got those songs that just like fade in each other real quick, and he's like getting just those little hot pieces of a song. So he's
Yeah.
keeping that dance floor just rocking and rolling, but
Right.
he's not letting a whole song just play out. And then next song, he's like, "Oh, here's the best part of this song. Here's that middle chunk, that big chorus chunk with that beat you like." And then, ooh, boom, let's go to the next one. Boom, let's go to the next one.
Right.
Boom, just like flowing it out.
And then you got to get the mannerisms down too, where you got to take your headphones off, and then you got to put them back on, and then you just have one on, and then you got to like open, listen, just hold this one out, like,
Point at somebody.
let me hear you scream, and you hold it one ear out, and then you put it on, and then you like got to pull them down, and then you're like looking around, and you got to put them back on, like you got to put them on and take
Yeah.
them off at least 30 times per minute,
Yeah.
or you're not a good DJ.
Right.
I feel, you know.
You're not getting that big tip at the
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If you're not pulling your headphones on and off, you're focusing too much on your hands, which means you don't know what you're doing. It's not natural. You can't be focusing on your hands.
Yeah, and then you can't be that guy that's not like doesn't want people coming up to him and like asking for a song.
Right.
But I understand it will get annoying if somebody comes up like 5 times around, like, you're playing now. Like, we want to hear shots. We want to hear shots. Me and the girls need shots. You know,
Right,
like,
right. It's like, I'm not taking requests.
yeah, he's like, I'm not taking requests. You're like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. We got like a few more in front of you. Sorry. I know.
I know for a fact I was that guy at a couple, I think a couple weddings probably, or at least one wedding. I know for sure. I went up and I was like, "Hey man, you gotta play this fucking song. It's gonna get everybody lit." And the dude was like, "Hell yeah, man, that's a great track. I will do that." And then he never did it.
But he gave you the
Yeah, so he knew it was up, and I'm out there just waiting for it. You know, I'm fucking dancing to everything he's doing because everything he's doing was great. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like he was doing a really good job at DJing, so I'm fucking feeling it, dancing around, and I'm like, oh wait, and then I hear this song's coming down. is my song coming up next? Nope. And then finally I forgot about it, and they never played it.
Fuck you.
But he knew what the fuck was up, because, you know, if he's like, no, that song sucks, and then I'd spend 10 more minutes sitting there trying to tell him why it's good, you know? Like, he's just like, yeah, man, I'll play that for sure. That's a great song. I'm like, fuck yeah, great idea, bro. Like, you should be a DJ. Like, you're right, I should. And then I go away happy, and he still never played. He just continues on with his fucking set list and goes on about life. I'm like, I feel like he's done it a time or two. You know?
The day of the weddings, bride and groom choose the music, or they ask everybody to throw in a song or whatever. So then, like,
Yeah.
you get what you get. But
Yeah, I feel like for my wedding, we obviously had some guidelines. You know, like, yeah, it's modern, you know. I mean, this was still fucking 20 years ago now. No, 13 years ago. I was going to say. No, 15 years ago. God damn it. I forget my own anniversary. So it was 15 years ago. And, you know, the modern was different back then. But still, it's like, yeah, play this. There's just going to be kids around. So if you could play the edited version and stuff. But then after the intros, after the set songs that we picked out for, like, the bride and groom dance and all that blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
Then he was willing to take requests and shit, too.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool, because then it was kind of like, hey, you know, we're at what, you know, what we should listen to next. It's this one, you know. So, and then I had him play Petey Pop, and he's like, I don't think I have that one edited. And like, it's okay, the kids can hear fuck. So,
Let her loose.
Petey Pop, motherfucker. And then I took my shirt off and twisted around my head like a helicopter. You know, of course, as one should. It's exactly as one should. But yeah, man, other than your anniversary and all that shit last weekend, anything else cool been going on?
No, I mean, I think since the last time we talked, we pulled the boats, right? We did some of that stuff.
Yeah, boating season is officially over.
It's fall, man. It is fall all over the place. It's just falling everywhere.
Fall, the sky is falling. I feel like my testosterone's falling, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
it's hibernation time.
yeah, bro. I'm hungry and tired all the fucking time. I don't like it.
Dark early as shit. That sucks.
Yeah.
Let's get this time savings back.
Just wait till this weekend. Or no, next weekend.
Next
weekend. Yeah. My birthday weekend.
Yeah.
Then it goes, but that's the thing, is we've talked about this before, and I did figure it out. If we get rid of daylight savings time, we're going to what next week is going to be.
Right, so it doesn't matter.
Whenever we switch back the clocks, November 4th and then November 5th, when we switch clocks back, that is non-daylight savings time. That's regular time. I figured that out whenever I went out of country, down to like Jamaica and Cayman. They don't practice daylight savings time, so they were an hour behind.
Gotcha.
They were on normal time. So maybe I do want to keep daylight savings time, but I want to keep that time year round.
Yeah, so we want daylight savings time.
We want it
We want that extra hour.
all year.
Well, do we though?
Yeah, I don't want it to be sunsetting at 5:30.
Yeah, but think in the middle of summer when the sun's going down at like 8:30, it'd be going down like 9:30,
That's the way it goes down at 9:30 now.
10:30.
No, we were on daylight savings.
Yeah, that's what
all
I'm saying. But
summer.
Oh, so it wouldn't matter. Yeah, I gotcha.
So next summer, if we abolish daylight savings time, no more daylight savings time. Next summer, the sun's going to go down an hour earlier.
Yeah, so we just don't need the hour rollback.
Right. We want to keep daylight savings time all year round. We want the summertime to stay what it was last summer, but we want the winter time to be an hour
Well, wouldn't we
further.
just be eliminating this hour going back?
No, because that's regular time.
That's regular time.
We are in daylight savings time now. Daylight savings time pushes an hour forward to have more daylight later in the day.
So when your birthday goes an hour forward.
And my birthday goes an hour back to regular time.
Oh, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that.
We want the
year-round.
hour forward.
We want it to stay. We want it to stay where it is right now.
Wait, why don't we just flop them?
We want it to stay where it is right now. Is what we want.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I want it to stay here now and then never change it ever again.
That's what I'm saying. So
Right.
why do we got to go back?
because that's the regular time.
So yeah, I mean,
That's the one set in stone time. That's the way it's been since the beginning of time.
yeah. Why do we fall back?
Because that's the way it's been since the beginning of time until was it?
We fall back
Hoover?
and spring forward, right?
Yeah, we spring forward. But the spring forward was the one that was unnatural. That was the first change that was ever made.
Okay,
If you get what I'm saying.
gotcha.
Who invented daylight savings time? It was a president. Etymologist George Hudson. New Zealand?
George. From what? What? How do we get the most daylight?
It was first
ever?
introduced in Germany in 1916 during World War I as an energy savings measure.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's they sprung it forward because normal time is the fallback era. That's
Right.
that's been normal time since the beginning of time. They sprung it forward. Energy saving? I don't know how, but
Well, because the days are longer, so you got.
well, I guess then at 9 o'clock when you're ready to go to bed, you didn't have to turn your lights on earlier to stay up till 9 o'clock when it's time to go to bed or whatever.
Yeah, it's probably like.
Something like that.
Well, it was warmer throughout the day. Yeah, it's probably something to do with all that, you know.
Right.
They're back in 1916. They're probably burning wood and shit. So like, you're sleeping, you know.
Yeah.
But the daylight cracks. Oh man, oh, you know.
Yeah. Since it's lighter or longer, you don't need to keep your
I know
candles lit
what's a
before you
better
go to bed.
idea. We just don't work.
Just
and
stop
then
fucking working.
We just wake up when the sun comes up, and we go to sleep when the sun goes down.
Let's just abolish time
in general. Yeah,
altogether.
we don't need it.
Nope.
I don't need to keep track of time.
You know what?
It controls our entire life.
I'll report to my job at sunup. How about that? You know?
Yeah.
And then I'll leave when my job is done.
We always are like, oh, man, this is terrible. It goes back an hour. But really, it doesn't really affect anything because the days are just shorter because it's winter time and it's like,
Yeah.
well, it's still a shorter day of sunlight no matter what. Like,
Right.
We're just screwed no matter what.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because if you wake up at 6 a.m., then maybe you get a little more daylight in your day.
Yeah.
But we want it at the end of the day instead of the beginning of the day. It's basically
Right.
what it's breaking down to.
Yeah, and I honestly feel like it's just get rid of all time altogether. Why do we have to be constrained by the idea of time? You know,
Yeah.
who created time? Who created the work week? Who did it? Fuck those
Why am I
guys.
going to do an 8-hour day of work, you know? Put me in for a solid 4. Oh,
yeah.
that 4 hours, I won't mess that 4 hours up. I will destroy in 4 hours.
Honestly, that's one of the reasons because people ask me like why, especially at work and stuff, like, oh, you like to travel? You like being gone all the time? I'm like, yeah, because it's just a task-oriented day at that point in time. I show up to a lab, I get my work done, and then I leave. I don't have to sit there and be like, hey, I got, I'm done at 2, but my 8 hours are in at 5 to punch the clock. So,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, no, I'm done. And that's why I hate working in a shop. It's like, okay, well, I'm done with this task. Now I got to find something to do or pretend like I'm working for an hour. You know, it's just like, why do I have to be here for 8 fucking hours?
Right.
Give me something to do. Let me get it done.
Well, I think if you look in the metric that every employee would be busier if you set them a task for the day to complete. Like, this is what we need completed. Like, here it is.
Yeah.
And obviously this doesn't apply to every thing out there, but like if you had a task-oriented job
Right.
and you're like, we need to get this done, and this done. And if you get all this shit done, I'll pay you for a full day's work.
Right.
Now,
You got to be careful then because all of a sudden,
when you get the quality and the shortcuts will start being found. But yeah.
or all of a sudden they realize like, oh shit, that should have taken him 8 hours. It only took him 4. We'll make him do it twice tomorrow.
Yeah, but if you know the company's profitable, it's just yeah.
Right.
You gotta. That's why it's not there. That's why,
Right.
because people will work around it.
And that's even I saw a
'Cause
thing
that's what
too.
we do.
I saw a thing too where it was like a meme where somebody's like, "It was Henry Ford invented." I think it was Henry Ford that invented the 8-hour workday, 40-hour work week idea. And somebody's like, "Well, fuck that guy." It's like, well, no, because before then it was 7 days a week, 16 hours a day. Like
You just work.
he did it. He invented. He made that. Put that idea out there to give people a fucking break. Because what people don't realize is back in the day, they worked the dog shit out of you ever since you were 6 years old. You know what I mean? Like they started young and they
Whether
beat
you
the
run
fuck out of
Whether
them.
you were on a farm or whatever, doing
Yeah.
anything, you're making pennies on the dollar. And
Yeah, coal mine, bro.
Yeah.
Like the fucking coal mines, and in the
Yeah.
Industrial Revolution, like that's whenever they really started with the child labor laws and the work week laws.
Labor
shit.
laws. Oh man, that is wild to think about.
Bro, yeah.
Because
Back
it's
in the day,
you can lift a rock, go lift
fuck,
rocks.
you're 13 years old. You got,
dig some coal.
you got some fuzz on them peaches. Go to the coal mine.
Yeah, and a lot of them were how much you could work, because it'd be like, how many buckets can you fill up, and that's what we're going to pay you for. We're going to pay you 2 cents on the bucket you bring in, or a penny on the bucket. You know,
Right.
like how many buckets can you bring in?
Or they paid you in chits.
Yeah,
And the fucking mining chits or the factory chits where you could only use, so you'd get half regular money, half chits, and you could only spend the chits at the mine store or the factory store, and they marked the fuck up out of everything. So that 50-cent candy bar would be like $2 in chits at the factory store, but like that's why they don't. That's why they came up with a lot of these laws.
Yeah,
To save
that's
your
why-
ass, actually.
labor laws came around after people well, a lot of strikes and murders probably happened, and
Yeah.
it was probably like, all right, we should probably do something about this.
And then the unions started to make everybody to benefit the people, and then the unions got crooked to benefit themselves. It's like it's all a fucking scam, bro.
it is. It is.
We need to figure out the next scam.
Hang on. It's so good. I gotta make
We
money.
gotta figure out a way to make money off of this. It's gotta be a way to make money off of this. It's just
so good.
it's just too good.
I was listening to a podcast today, and they were talking about. They did a poll for outdated or technology that no longer exists,
Yeah.
and they had to pick their top 5 technologies, like they always do. But it's crazy to think about some of the things they were saying and how people were probably like, "Oh my god, I mean, this is the end all. Like, we're gonna make so much money," and they probably did make a ton of money off of it.
Right.
I mean, look at things like, they had pagers and phone booths and that kind of stuff
Right,
you would normally
yeah.
think about. And it's like cassette tapes, so it's like, well, yeah, but there's still billions of cassette tapes made. I guarantee that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The music industry made their money off of cassette tapes, even CDs.
yeah.
Like, and now that it's just so weird.
Somebody had that idea at some point in time. It's like, yeah, but they still made. You're gonna have an idea, and somebody's gonna improve on it eventually. It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is.
And then it's crazy when you get those clashing ideas. I think it was like CDs and mini discs came out around the same time, and then CDs were took off better than mini discs because somebody else. I think the music industry got behind the CDs more than they got behind the mini discs.
Oh, it was mini disc came out. CDs were already out. Mini disc came out, but it was a mini disc and a cartridge.
Yeah,
But you could put way more shit on that little tiny disc.
yeah,
But then MP3s came out, and then you're done. It destroyed everything.
I still don't know understand why you couldn't just put that many MP3s on a mini disc.
Well, no, it became a digital hard drive.
Oh yeah, but
there was no-
But even back then, still like whenever MP3s came back out, I was still on disc because I burned them to disc.
But that mini disc cartridge, I remember we had. I don't know if you had them or not.
I never had mini discs.
Me
no.
and Tyler had them, but it was like a little. It was basically a floppy drive with a little disc in it.
Mhm.
But somehow they made it so you could put way more songs on it than you could a CD.
Probably just the way they compress the
Somehow they
file
did with the
on it, yeah.
data. There's probably a little microchip or something in there to actually help read that disc. We thought, oh man, this is the next big thing. This is the next big thing, and then all of a sudden, the mini hard drives MP3
The
came
MP3
out
players, then iPods.
with I don't know, it was probably like 250 megabytes
That's even, bro. I gotta say,
of storage, which
I
is a
gotta-
lot of songs. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong.
but I gotta say one thing here too is because then it went to the MP3 players, and then obviously the iPod took
Yeah.
fucking over. Apple took over with the iPod, iPhone, all that shit. But remember the Zune?
Yeah, you had the Zune.
I had the fucking
Yeah, I
Zune
remember
because
you had
I
Zune.
never really was a fan of. I never liked using the
You've never been an
iTunes.
Apple fan.
Well, my first Apple iPhone I loved, but I I hated using the iTunes program. I fucking hated that program.
Yeah.
It always tried to think too hard for me and do extra like it was just fucking dumb the way that they did it, the way that program worked, and I hated using it. So I got the Zune, and I thought, well, this is Microsoft's. There's way more Microsoft shit out there than there is Apple, so obviously this is going to be the one that takes off. And obviously it never did. But fucking Guardian, I just said but fucking. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, motherfucker has a Zune, dude.
Yeah.
If only they would have made that movie back then. If only they would have made that movie back then.
Microsoft be the better spot
Yeah,
right now.
bro. I wonder right now, whenever Guardians 3 came out, if you could find a fucking Zune on eBay, how much those prices went up.
Well, and that's the thing with Apple. They just make all their products look so clean.
They got good marketing.
And I guarantee the Zune was way popular in Asian countries than it was in the States.
Yeah.
Because Apple really markets to the States. I mean,
Yeah.
Apple is actually, there's more Android, Samsung phones in use right now than there are Apple,
Oh, yeah.
but not in the States. The States, there's more Apple than there are Samsung because
I still think there's more Android in the States.
I think I looked it up. I don't think there is, but in the worldwide, there's more Samsung.
Mr. Worldwide. Yeah,
It's
I
the
know.
worldwide, because like,
Well, not only Samsung, but Android and shit. What's the one? I think it's I think the brand name's just OnePlus.
but
I know they're big in China and stuff. Like they're a
Yeah.
decent fucking phone. Like they're a hardcore phone with like the stats on them are crazy. Their processors and their RAM and shit. But no major carriers carry them here. You can buy them unlocked online, but you can't go to Verizon and get a free upgrade for it because they don't carry them.
gotcha. But yeah, that's like, well, I mean, they're made over there, right? Like microchips and everything. They're making most of them over in the Asian countries, and they just, I mean, if you actually look at the numbers, it is insane.
Oh, in
Okay.
the U.S., iPhone does have 57.93% market share. Android has a 70.29 global market share. So, yeah.
I mean, that's just crazy. iPhone users have a 43.7% higher average salary. What is that? Get out. This is bullshit. I don't even like this. What is this?
Well, so here's my belief, and well, this has to be true. Here's where the iPhone to Android system breaks down is because iPhone's just one phone, right?
right.
One company, one phone,
You
one
get the 11, you get the 12, you get the S, you get
Yeah.
the whatever.
Android phones are boiled down to burner phones. You know what I mean? Burner phones talk. You know the you have to buy a fucking calling card. The pay by minute
you can do that
bullshit.
with iPhones, though, too.
You still can, but
Smart talk stuff.
yeah,
whatever.
but you're more likely to get an Android if you're in that kind
Oh,
of
it's way cheaper.
if you're in that
You- yeah.
price range shopping for phones.
Yeah, you can get a dirt cheap one for nothing.
So yeah, whereas like you have a fucking flagship Android phone, a Samsung, probably costs somewhere around $1,000 easy.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, whatever discounts and this, that, and the other.
Right.
But if you were to buy that one brand new off the internet, it's probably going to cost you $800 to $1,200, somewhere around
Easy,
in there.
yeah,
I'm guessing. Just like me, mine's the Pixel 6 Pro, and I smashed it. My insurance expired on it, which I didn't realize. So to buy it brand new, if I were to buy it brand new, it's still $800 and it's 2 years old.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're using poor people phones. It's just poor people phones use Android.
I get what you're saying.
So that's why that stat there where it says
Well, but they can
iPhone
get
users
no-
have a 43.7% higher average salary. It's probably correct because burner phones and shit phones run Android.
Well, definitely burner phones, too. Like,
Yeah.
which, I mean, you could buy an old iPhone, but still, you probably don't want that because if you're looking for like a burner,
Well, and here's where Apple is amazing because I had this idea with the kids whenever they were like 3 and 5 years old. I'm gonna go buy them a first generation iPad.
yeah,
It was like $99. It's a piece of shit. It's for used. $99 off eBay. Got them for Christmas. Go to install apps. None of the apps are compatible with that iOS edition, and you cannot upgrade that iPad to the newest iOS edition because they stopped doing software upgrades after 2 years.
exploiting you.
Yeah, Apple is piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
Apple is a fucking.
That's why
piece
you
of
got to
shit.
have an average. Your salary's got to be up there because you got to buy the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I love about the Google Pixel phones in particular is because they always say you're guaranteed 8 years of updates.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You buy this phone, you're guaranteed 8 years.
You're not going to have that phone for 8 years.
No,
More likely,
no, I'm
more
not.
likely it's somehow going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But still, like, at least I know if for some reason I don't break this phone for the next 8 years, unless, like, they come out with a phone that does something that's way cooler than the one I have now. Because our technology is so fucking stagnant anymore. It's really, if you buy anything new, it's because you want the next cool thing to make yourself look cool.
I just think this is funny that the iPhone has a 57.93% in America, whatever they say.
Mm-hmm.
It says all this, but then it has to end that with,
Yeah.
but. Like, somebody from Apple put this shit in. Like, somebody's like, no, let me edit this. Because why is that there? I don't need to know that fact.
And I'll tell you,
That's not the fact I cared about.
It's
at
one
all.
of those things too. It's genius fucking marketing on their point.
Oh, yeah.
They've made it a faux pas in the dating world.
Yeah.
We have a friend that's in the dating world that switched to an iPhone because girls didn't like it whenever his chat bubbles came up green.
Yep.
They thought he was poor.
Yep.
It's like, get the fuck out. First off, maybe you shouldn't be dating girls like that.
That's what I said. First thing I was like, you just fuck those bitches.
But then again, you still want to fool around with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well.
Doesn't mean you have to make an honest person out of them. You just gotta, have a, here for a fun time, not for a long time.
Sure. But like if your whole thing is, oh, I'm not going to talk to this guy because
he's got a green bubble.
Yeah, it's like, who? What?
So you're
Is that how shallow you are?
Right.
Like, you're
meanwhile,
worried
they're
about my crap.
And meanwhile, they're sitting there
phone?
getting fucking blue bubbles on their iPhone 6S.
Yeah.
Their tiny one. They don't even have the big one. And it's
Yeah.
like, I got the fucking 7-inch motherfucker that sends green bubbles that cost me $1,200. Meanwhile, you got that fucking $300 6S that's been obsolete because you can't get iOS updates, you stupid,
Do you want to see what
shallow cunt.
Do you want to see what my phone can do? It can zoom in on a skyscraper a quarter mile away, and I can see in somebody's window right now.
Have you seen,
And it's creepy.
but have you seen the latest on the moon thing? So these people on the
I've
internet.
done that though, and it's like creepy too.
But these people on the internet found a picture of a white circle, put it up against a black background, and zoomed in on it, and it fucking AI pushes a moon picture on it. It's written in Samsung's programming.
Really?
Yeah. It doesn't mean that their super zoom isn't great, because I've seen people zoom in on Taylor Swift concerts.
Yeah.
And they're even like, because they're in the fucking nosebleeds, and like, this should be a sales point for the S21 or S22 or whatever, whichever one's out.
Yeah.
Like, this should be a sales thing for that. So there's no doubt that the zoom is great.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
But they wrote into the code so that when you to make it seem even better, to when you zoom in on the moon, it fucking puts a picture of a moon over that white circle that looks super highly detailed. So they kind of fudged that one up a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just the moon.
Right. Yeah.
I've zoomed in on my buddy's window that's up on top of a hill, and like you could see like right in his house.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's like I preface that with, yes, the zoom is amazing on it. And I've seen things that weren't the moon that people zoomed in on, and it looks amazing. And but I don't know why they had to cheat it like that.
Yeah.
They were going to get hands down the market's best zoom anyway, without having to blow the judge. You know what I mean?
So again, first thing everybody's gonna do is look at the moon. I did the sun.
But yeah, I thought that was fucking wild. It's like, oh, okay, they're all just trying to cheat us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're paying way too much for a piece of technology that probably costs them
well, and
$20 to make nowadays, and
also at the end of the day too, like, why you want to zoom in on the moon? You can Google search a great picture of it.
yeah, satellite imagery.
You know what I mean? And that's like,
It's not real.
when I travel a lot and I see shit, you know, people have asked me like, why are you always taking selfies? Why don't you just take a picture of it? It's like, I can fucking Google that picture right now. You want to see that rock, that monument that I just took a selfie in front of? You want to see it? Google it. You're going to get a clearer image or probably a better angle than what I was even at or willing to go get. I just wanted to prove that I was fucking there. So I took a selfie. That's the only reason you ever take a picture of anything is to prove you were there, right? Because right
what
now,
your memories are for.
I could say, you know what?
Memories.
Yeah. But I could literally say, like, I could take a week in fucking name any shitty fucking town that we have to go to, right? Where there's nothing cool to do. Freeport, Illinois. There's nothing cool to do there. I could go there and say, I'm going to Alaska this weekend or this week for work. And like, oh, God, cool, Alaska, great. And then I just Google search Alaska and then screenshot those pictures and be like, see, oh, look at this mountain that I saw. Dude, I
was on a glacier.
I saw a bear eat a salmon. Like, and it's all fucking bullshit unless my face is in it. Then, you know, I was actually fucking there, you know?
I mean, I just hope you weren't a liar. But, you know.
But anymore, with that's all the fuck people put on the internet anymore.
I'm not going to think you're any cooler because you went to Alaska or not. Like,
there was,
cool.
okay, for kind of case in point, there was just, I've been getting an influx of these attractive women adding me as friends on Instagram. And then just because most of the time I'm bored, I follow, and then they start chatting with me, and it's usually like, hey, you want to send me $20? I'm like, I'm not going to fucking send you $20. Fuck off, you know? And then they stop talking to me. But like the one chick, even... You know, I'm scrolling through my Instagram feed and I see a picture that I took like 8 years ago and put on my Instagram feed up on her Instagram feed. It was a fucking Valentine's Day gift that I got from my wife. I got her chocolates, flowers, a gun, and a fifth of Jack Daniels. And it shows up on this bitch's Instagram feed. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then she asked me for $20. I'm like, why are you stealing my picture? She's like, I just thought it was pretty and wanted to share it. I'm like, that's not how this fucking works. You put it up as it was your own shit.
It's a dude, for one.
Like I said.
And he's just taking pictures from everybody's profiles.
And that's the point I was going to get to is that everybody fucking lies online except for me because my face is there. You know I'm telling the truth.
Well, you're not a chick, so nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a flying fuck about
Nobody
me.
cares what you're doing.
There's some people I've ran into. They're like, oh my God, you're traveling all over. And they're like, yeah, I am because my face is in
I'd
it.
rather see your face, buy something cool, and be like, look, Steve's there. I'd rather see that, personally, because then, you know, it's like, Steve's on the Golden Gate Bridge, or Steve's like, doing that. That seems like a lot of fun. Good for him.
Yeah, there's only so many shots of the fucking sunset without forgetting which sunset it was. Where was that at?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, if you're at this job for a long time, you're gonna travel all the time, and you're gonna be like, I've done been there.
Repeat ones. Like,
I
don't need another picture of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Exactly. So, no, I get it. I get what you're saying. And people need to shut up.
Well, they just need to stop fucking lying.
No, this world's built on a lie.
Well, here's the thing. And a lot of people run social media like this, which, I mean, it's true to life. Well, I guess not true, but it's more of the social media standard is you don't lie, you just don't tell the whole truth. Obviously you shine on the good parts.
Right.
You maybe talk about the bad parts, and that if that's a good story to let people know what you're going through and blah, 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 or like pray for a family member, help us out, you know, this, that, and the other. Then you talk about the bad parts. But nobody likes following somebody on the internet that's constantly like, just like the drama constantly. It's like, well, maybe drama follows you because you're dramatic. Do you ever fucking think about that? Your life sucks because you made it that way.
You know what? And I'm going to, aside from that, we'll kind of get away from these internet people.
Yeah.
I found even in my life, there's a lot of times where it may not be quite a lie, but you kind of told a little fib in your life, somebody's like, oh, you're drinking last night. You're like, oh, no, I wasn't, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting better. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, I was. Yeah. And I'm just straight up with everything I do now.
Wasted. Yeah.
With everything, because it's just kind of like, after you dig so many holes,
right?
There's no more holes to dig. You just got to be straight up, and you got to be like,
or
I was an idiot, or I did this, or I did this, or I did,
or it's like, no, I didn't do shit all weekend, and then I hear a story like, dude, Cody had his fucking pants off at a wedding or something. I'm like, why didn't you just tell me that? I wouldn't, I love you for who you are. Why would you just tell me you had your pants off?
It gets to a point even in my professional career, it's like, when and I think it's it's been helping a lot. I got a really cool newer boss that I feel like I can talk to him more than I can talk to any of the other last two bosses I had. That I'm just like today he's like, wow, I talked to you on the phone. You seemed like you were tuned up. And I'm like, no, I wasn't, but I had a couple beers at my last stop of the day. But I didn't think I was tuned up at all. But I had an exciting phone call, and he could tell like I was excited or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you sounded pretty excited on the phone, so I didn't know. He's like, that's not normally you. And he's like, I told my wife I was going to give you a hard time. I don't give a shit. Like,
Right.
I'm like, oh, well, I had a couple beers, but I wasn't like
Right.
tuned up
Well,
by
and
any means. In my mind, I'm like, I'm not tuned up. But my mom will call me on it sometimes too, because I'll have those couple beers at a brewery and then come. Well, that sounds bad. Come grab the kids. But it's literally 2 beers in an hour time. Come grab the kids. Not drunk.
And like
at
you
all.
said, just being honest.
Yeah, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I'm not drunk at all. I can drive fine. Sounds terrible. It sounds so bad. It's 2 beers, people. But maybe I talk a little faster. I talk like from my normal self to like that 2 beers in
Right.
self.
Yeah.
It's a little faster talking, a little more open, I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm just loose. I'm not just in my brain going, just go fuck this day.
Well, and
It's
even
not when I drop the kids off in the morning. I'm like,
but even like back to the fucking back in the lying thing too. I remember even when I worked in the restaurant industry, and say we ran out of shrimp, or just pick a random fucking ingredient, right?
right.
I used to work for a couple places where like, oh yeah, no, we're out of that. Like, and then like a manager would step in and be like, yeah, tell them that we overcooked it and we didn't like the quality of it, so they can't. Like they'd make up some excuse instead of we just ran out.
Yeah.
So it's like, which incompetence do you want to highlight? The fact that we can't predict the future. We didn't know that 30 people were going to eat shrimp tonight when normally only 15 do. Like that seems like a better thing to tell them, is the exact fucking truth, instead of oh no, the stuff that we had was going spoiled and we just didn't want to give it to you. Oh, so now we don't know how to take care of our product to let it now it goes bad. Like we have spoiled food on hand. Like which
I preach this all the time.
like which fucking incompetence do you want to highlight? The simpler basic one?
Yeah.
Or the one that looks worse?
I preach this all the time to all my customers that like in the restaurant, when you run out of things, it's not a bad thing. It's not bad to run out of shit. That means you went through all your product. That's a great thing.
Unless you are consistently running out of the same thing constantly.
Right.
If you only ordered 6 fillets where you could sell 12 a day, you know what I mean? Like something like that, then it's like, hey man.
But I mean, the barbecue joints that like the most popular barbecue joints, they have a line out the door in the morning.
But that's also their business model.
That's their business model is I'm cooking 40 briskets, and when I run out of my 40 brisket, I have no more brisket.
Dude, that's such a great business model too.
I love it.
Like it's like,
I love it.
Because you're not getting too greedy, so you can't be overworked.
Yeah.
You know your limit.
Yeah.
You're making your nut that day, and it's just come in, lather, rinse, repeat. Like that's why I always thought a bakery would be cool, because you get in there early, make the donuts, and you leave by 2, and it's like, yeah, if we have some overstock, we'll sell them at 5 cents at the end of the day, But that same thing with the brisket and the smoked goods, like fucking run them till you run out usually by like 2, and then you're done for the fucking day. Well, no, you probably gotta smoke the next day's stuff, but.
Yeah, I mean, you start it anyways.
Yeah.
You start it, and then you might have one guy that sits there and makes sure nothing flares up, has a fire.
Get a pitmaster come in that night with a bottle of Jack and just hang out.
Yeah.
What I mean? Just keep putting fucking coal on it, man.
Flaring up, like watching temp probes probably everywhere, just beep, 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 beeping if it gets too hot. Like
somebody looks at your cost of goods and they see the recipe of your smoked meats and it's like a bottle of Jack. I'm like, well, I didn't know you put Jack Daniels in your, like, do you marinate them? Like, no. That's for the pitmaster.
That's for Phil. That's where he washes my shit.
For some reason, I was going to say Cletus. I felt like Cletus was a good pitmaster. Cletus comes in, he drinks a bottle of Jack, and he stokes the fires. That's all. That's it. But we got to account for it in cost.
But yeah, no, I don't. Now I've been to restaurants before where like you try to order this, and this, and they're out of 3 things, and then you're like,
right.
oh shit, like because you always have that first thing, like, oh, I ran with that, and they're like, oh,
Right.
I'm sorry, we're out. No worries. Can I get that? We're actually out of that too.
I also hate when they don't tell you up front.
Yeah, it's all up front.
You come in and be like, here's a menu, here's our specials. By the way, just to let you know we were out of this, this, and this.
Yeah.
So anything else is fair game. Okay, cool. But then it's like, why don't you, I had my heart. If you knew the stress that it goes through to take me to figure out a fucking meal 90% of the time, you know what I mean? Like, then you would know that I need to know that information before I make my fucking decision.
Exactly.
Like, I need to know that before I even look at the thing.
I can't remember the last time I went to a restaurant now too, where, you know, we used to do this back in the days. We had the specials,
Yeah.
and all the servers were trained on the specials,
Mhm.
told the specials. The specials were printed out. They wrote them down.
Right.
They actually told them to the table after they tried them. You know, we made them for this. We had a server
Right.
tasting, yada yada yada, and we weren't like a big time fancy restaurant where it's like you memorize this shit now, and
Right.
like, and then you got to tell you. No, you could read it off a piece of paper. But like I don't know the last time I've been in a restaurant where it's like somebody's walked in and be like, our specials tonight are like so and so and so and so, you know, like told me with either out looking at a piece of paper or handing me a piece of paper and being like, you know,
I know.
doing that. Service
I know-
levels die. I mean, not
Yeah.
everywhere, but like even a smaller restaurants could do that, and they would sell so many specials.
I know of one
So
for
many.
sure. I know of one for sure, and that's because my wife works there.
Right.
Kraft. They try their specials daily. They have a family sit down, and then a meeting, and they talk about blah blah blah. We need to push this. This is the special. Do that. This or we're out of this. That you know they get the rundown before they do the shift.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Not a lot of restaurants do that anymore.
Yeah.
And even sometimes restaurants like that, because she'll even say like, you know, trying to train new servers, get them used to like, hey, no, the first thing, because their old habits are, what do you want? And if somebody's like, do you have specials? Then they read them off. No, you greet the table and you fucking rattle off
Yeah.
these specials. And then 9 times out of 10, they hear it, and it's like, okay, that does sound good. I don't even need to look at this fucking menu,
Yeah.
you know?
I'm like, would you like to hear our special? Like, you need to start with like, hey, you want to hear special appetizers tonight? And we can start
Right.
you out with one of them. And then you say those. Or you start with drink features.
Right.
And then you come back after drinks and they're like, oh, we got these special app features too. And then they're like, oh, shit, I ain't ordered nothing but the special menu.
right.
And then they
look at
just
the menu.
spent $300.
right, yeah. It's all suggestive selling, you know?
You know. Yeah, and that art and that game is being lost. You know, I think we were talking about that before, the waiting game, the waiters and the waitresses being a professional career. I mean, you probably got New York and places where it's real.
Well, and
It's
fucking,
and people don't want it half the time though either. Too.
and it's also one of those things too where like tipping became such a weird thing anymore.
Yeah.
Used to be you tipped like what was it, 10 to 15% for okay service, 20% for great service, and then all this social media shit took off where it's like, oh, look at how virtuous I am because I tip so much, and then the standard became like 20% now. And now even whenever you, which I'm kind of iffy about this. On the bottom of the check nowadays, you get a lot of that. Well, it does the tip calculator for you, which I do kind of like because it's like, I know I want to tip 20%. And then it's like, boom, right there. I don't even have to do the fucking math.
How do you feel about the like iPad one that's
I
like
fucking hate that.
it's like 10, 15, 20, or it's like 15,
15, 20.
18, 20
Yeah.
or custom tip.
Well, I've seen him even more now where it's like 18, 20, 25.
Yeah.
Like,
Like you had to pick one.
and it's for something that like they're not bringing it to me. You know what I mean?
Like
It's
you
like-
just got a beer at the bar. You know, you got to throw them $1.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to give you 15% of
Yeah.
an $8
yeah.
beer.
Right.
And it's like, okay, so now what the hell is that even worth? It's like,
Yeah. No.
this is stupid. Like, I don't like that. And you know, obviously card is king now. Cash is,
yeah.
you know, everybody's gonna be like, cash is always king. No, it's card. It's
Yeah.
always card. It's gonna, you know, we're gonna get cashless eventually.
I
can't-
so
can't see
that
it.
yeah, and it sucks because then they can control it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not, but
Oh yeah, they can.
Well, yeah, I know.
You become
No, I'm not saying they can't control it.
You become an enemy of the
They
state.
control cash already, so it doesn't matter. They burn cash and give us cash.
I'm still saying if
cash is cash.
If you're all on card and you become an enemy of the state, they're gonna fucking shut that shit off quick.
So it's a long time out. But anyways,
invest in gold or something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Gold eventually.
I'll be the first person in the porridge line going.
Eventually, gonna be like, man, gold's nothing either. We don't give a shit.
No, I'll be the first person in the porridge line going like, I love the government. It's great. Let me go break some rocks. You know, I'll be a slave for you. I'm too fucking.
Can I play my Xbox after?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm a revolutionist. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't have the balls. I don't like confrontation.
Well, it's too hard. You know?
I don't want to tell a server that my soup's cold. You know what I mean? How am I going to stand up to a fucking tyrannous government?
It would have to be like a massive outbreak, and like you're either with it or you're getting shot. So now I'm gonna be with it because like people are coming door to door. Like, you with the governor with us, and then you like everybody storming together because.
Like, am I going to stand off or die? Or am I?
I think Bill Burr said it best, or I think it's Bill Burr.
I also feel like
they got fucking drones.
Yeah,
they got drones. Like, we could shoot back and forth at people, but they can just missile us.
Put yourself in like Germany Holocaust situation.
Right.
Would you rather have gone out with a fight or worked to death and then the cyanide showers in Auschwitz?
Well, a lot of that they didn't know. They're like, we're taking you to this place in a train.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them didn't know.
Knew.
Well, yeah, I mean, but yeah, that's exactly like, what do you do though?
Well, I'd rather get shot in the face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At that point, I'd rather at least hit somebody in the hip, give them a little wound, and get shot in the face on,
right. But again, different era. Technology's not there. You don't have the information. The only information you have is propaganda, and you don't know what's going on. You don't have somebody like
that's the only information we have, though, too.
You don't have somebody live streaming it, or you don't have somebody like rumored or somebody doing whatever. Yeah, can it all be shut down? Absolutely, in a second. And then we're going to get a little skeptical.
Yeah. Then I'm shooting somebody in the face before I get shot in the face.
And it's a good thing my kids are blonde hair and blue eyed.
unless it might not be. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Easy. Although history repeats itself, they say. And they're twins, so they're going to be hired by.
Maybe they're going to rule the world. Jesus.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, that era is, I think, dead. But unless aliens come down and try to chain us all up, then we got to kind of worry about that.
So, you know how sometimes we just get off
topic real fast and we don't even know what the hell we talked about before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it's like, wait, let's trace that one back. I don't even know. That's where we started. We started with our Halloween costumes, and then we ended up talking about another Holocaust.
Well, I about just took us into aliens. Holy shit, bro.
Wait, before we're going a little long. Well, we're not going a little long yet.
No.
But before we get off, I did have a couple of topics that I wanted to talk about because I think they're funny and or interesting.
Yeah, I got one for you too.
All right. So the Carolina Reaper pepper.
Yeah.
We're all familiar.
Mm-hmm.
It has been the world's hottest pepper, I think, for about 5 or so years now.
Didn't the Scorpion overtake it?
No.
Carolina Reaper still holds
Carolina Reaper was past the Scorpion.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
And so then they brought out another one.
Oh, shit balls.
This motherfucker is called Pepper X.
You can't call something Pepper X. Come on with a better name.
Well, it's because it was always in test. This one was it was in testing and creation ever since the Carolina Reaper because it's mixed with Carolina Reaper.
Right.
The guy branded it in such a way so that it's hard to market. He called it Pepper X because it sounds stupid because he made shit money off of the Reaper because he never patented it or copyrighted it. Any of that bullshit. This one now, because I read the whole article and shit. You can only get it through him. There's no way, and he's not selling full peppers or seeds to anybody. It's only in sauces.
He's a greedy geneticist.
Well, because he made no money off of the last one. But this one, I don't even want a fucking piece of it.
I mean, I don't want a piece of anything past a jalapeno anymore in my life.
Well,
But
so
sure.
the Reaper, which I've tried,
Yeah.
Carolina Reaper had 1.6 million Scoville units.
Mm-hmm.
This has 2.693 million Scoville units.
I mean, at one point, is this pepper just going to kill you?
I would think it might kill someone. The world's hottest chip just killed a kid. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about
Get
that.
the fuck out. We're talking spicy stuff now. Okay, so first, before we get into the world's hottest chip, I just want to point out there's a new world's hottest pepper called Pepper X, 2.6 million Scoville units.
I mean, why?
Just
So we can make money because people are gonna order it.
This guy's got one of those weird stories where he came from nothing to something. He had drug and alcohol addictions and blah, blah, blah. Went through rehab, got a new lease on life, and felt that growing peppers soothed him. And then he also felt that hot peppers was kind of like a drug to him. It releases a lot of the same kind of endorphins and shit.
Yeah.
And then he started fucking around with,
I mean,
with the hot peppers.
This is a brilliant idea. I want to fix. No, eat a hot pepper. I am now destroyed on the floor. Same way I would be after I did a bunch of stuff. I mean, he's got to be genius because you're splicing peppers together. I don't know, like, it's got to come down to a science after a bit, right?
Yeah.
Not a 14-year-old. I thought you said a kid.
14's kid.
It's a teenager.
Teenagers are kids. But he did the, and then he died.
From what?
The one chip.
I know, but it doesn't say why. He didn't say why he died.
Heart attack. He probably he probably had the vaccine.
Easy, Bob.
It's a joke. I'm joking.
You just ruined this whole episode. Good job.
What? From her son's school, tell him to pick him up because he's sick to stomach pains. That's very natural with very hot stuff.
Yeah.
You get huge cramps with very hot stuff. For one of the last things he ate was one chip challenge, an intensely hot tortilla chip made with Carolina Reapers, which are considered the hottest peppers in the world until now. He died at a hospital.
It's not saying why though. It's not going to say why.
I mean, I will say that kind of distress on your body. If say you have a bad heart, say you have some underlying condition, it's probably not good for you to eat it. There is a disclaimer in the chip saying that like you can't sue them for anything.
Yeah,
but they did pull them all off the shelf because it's bad PR, you know.
Right. I mean, I had a corner of that chip, and it was murder.
Because I saw that the new one was out this year. This is like 2 months ago. The new one was out, and I was gonna get them for us. Maybe try to do it.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, because I don't even want to anymore.
No.
My guts can't handle it anymore.
I can't. No.
But that's even this dude. The dude that made the Pepper X said that he ate one, and he said like it's very intense, very hot, obviously unbearable. He's like the worst part was the stomach cramps after.
Yeah.
I would imagine just the stress of those stomach cramps could fuck you up.
I feel like you're getting heartburn right now thinking about it.
Yeah, probably. I just hiccuped. Oh, weird.
Like, can you?
Because I know I had a Carolina Reaper, and it was like you can feel it moving through your guts, like because you get a weird cramp here, and then you get a weird cramp over there. Like you feel it moving the whole way through.
Well, it's crazy how something like I had like the corner of the one chip challenge, right? And it did that, and it's like, how is something so tiny, one little drop of oil, so intense?
Yeah,
like to you. You know what I mean? Like to our body, that means it's just no.
Yeah, you're poisoning yourself.
No,
you know?
no.
And then I always did wonder
I don't want it.
in this article too. One thing that highlights is the Scoville scale.
Yeah.
The scientist named Wilbur Scoville invented it, and the measurement is how many times it needs to be diluted for it to be at a zero hotness.
Oh,
so
okay. I never knew that. I never knew that.
This motherfucking pepper needs to be diluted 2,693,000 times.
What is that dilute? Is that water then? Like a milliliter of water?
I'd probably guess weight to weight distilled water.
or gallon of water? Or like, I feel like it's a gallon of water.
I'm guessing they have some sort of way to liquefy, emaciate, and get like the juice, and then how many times it needs to be diluted for it to be
Is
neutral.
it like one drop? It's probably like one drop of it compared to one drop of water or something like
Yeah.
till it's nothing.
Yeah, equal weight to equal weight or something, or
That's crazy because that's a lot of drops of water.
yeah. And who had to sit there and fucking count that
Not
shit,
like a
bro?
machine for that, you know?
I lose count at 100, bro.
And then who's tasting it every drop?
Shoot, I lose count at 21 after my fingers
Who's
and toes.
tasting every drop going, no, still a little warm.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some.
Oh,
kind of
no, we got
measurement.
2.6 because they're all, well, actually, Carolina Reapers like got 183. This one's like an even number. Like, but they were like, no, dude, all right, we're at 2.693. You're well over it. Like, you've doubled it. Not doubled it, but you're a million over. Like, can we be done now? And yeah, it's fine, man. You know,
And then here's the one other thing that doesn't make sense to me. The guy says he ate it. It's like, I was feeling the heat for 3.5 hours. Cramps came. Those cramps are horrible. I was laid out flat on a marble wall. How do you-
approximately an hour in the rain, growing in pain.
How do
He
you
made a
lay?
little rhyme.
But I mean, how
He
do
didn't
you,
make enough money, but he had a marble wall.
But how do you lay on it? I don't know. How do you lay on a marble wall?
Like, but continue, because he says, "I laid out on flat on a marble wall for approximately an hour in the rain, groaning in pain."
Yes, he was a poet.
Who is this guy? Can you get a picture of this guy? I want to see Mr. Curry's face. And his name's Mr. Curry. Is this real?
He's got a.
And his
Where's
name's
his first
Mr.
name?
Curry. Ed Curry. Ed Curry.
Ed Curry.
This guy's not real. His last name's Curry. Come on.
Breeder. Breeder. Yeah. Pop that one on the screen for you guys if you want to see it. It should be up there. Yeah.
Do you know what was missing from that? Like,
He
can, you,
looks.
can you go back to that quote one more time?
Yeah.
So he said, those cramps are horrible. I was laid out flat on a marble wall for approximately an hour in the rain, groaning in pain.
Groaning.
Groaning in pain.
Yeah.
The sweat down my butt.
Got the cramps on the marble wall. On the marble wall. To the sweat drop down my ball.
That whole saying is just weird. I don't know why that was.
Yeah, and how
So,
do you-
It feels weird to me.
How do you lay?
Pepper that a friend of mine sent me from Michigan that was brutally hot. So
He mixed the Carolina Reaper. He crossbred those two.
so they just crossbreed these peppers over and over. They can find the hottest one and they take the next.
Yeah.
The next.
Because like I said, like I heard of Pepper X back in the day when the Reaper was hot, and they're like, this one's gonna be. I think they just had to breed it till they had a consistent,
yeah.
until they actually had a consistent product. Like, and they got it same results over and over and over and over again. It's like, okay, now we've got it. This is our boy. This is the plant. It's gonna grow like this consistency. There's not gonna be a weird more Reaper one or more other pepper one. Like we got the genus.
You take the hottest Reaper with the hottest next one, and you put it together. Then and you build a pepper, a new pepper.
I mean, we're gonna wrap that one around. That's kind of like what old Mr. H was doing in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
he was not only was he abolishing and getting rid of a certain type of people, he was also breeding another certain type of people too. So,
Well, that one. We've been out that one, Steve.
Yeah.
So let her run her back around. Roll wrap around. Roll wrap around.
this one we might be able to spend some time on though. I wanted to talk about this too. I put this up on our Facebook.
Yeah, I saw this.
A viral list of the top 25 places that this one has like 30 on it, 28. Top 28 places to not go on a first date that women say are shut it down. Don't go on this date.
Sure.
What the fuck do they got against the Cheesecake Factory? First off, I could have swore women loved cheesecake.
I think you could probably be fine with 50%, probably 75% of the women's population going to the Cheesecake Factory for a first date.
Yeah.
Would not be assaulting. Now, the rest of that list, The next top 4:
Next
Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, Red Lobster, Buffalo Wild Wings definitely up there. I'd put like Outback Steakhouse, any Texas Roadhouse, any place like that.
I don't know, man. In this area, that top 10's maybe not Wingstop, maybe not fast food. So number 7, your house. Obviously, that I don't feel like that's ever a good first date idea. I would never want to bring anybody into my personal area for that quick anyway. And secondly, I don't know if I would trust anybody enough to be in their person. We need a public place.
Right. Yeah, that's a little weird, but I would only say that we know how to cook. So
First date, no.
if it came up in conversation, like she's like, "Oh, do you like to cook, or like what do you like to do?" And I'm like, I cook and stuff, blah blah blah. I like to grill and smoke, and I'm pretty good at cooking. She'd be like, "Oh, I'd love to try some of your food." I'd be like, "Well, yeah, we could go."
They would have to initiate that.
They would have to initiate that.
That's
understandable because
I'm not presenting that on a first date.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
But if it was initiated,
Right.
that'd be fine. But yeah, easy second, third date though. But I'll come back. Let me cook you a meal, baby.
And I'm also trying to figure out too, like, I'm trying to think, is this more like because you got to realize we've been out of the dating game for a while.
Yeah.
I've never
Tinder
once,
date.
I've never once used an internet dating app.
So let's say this is a Tinder date, baby.
Right. This is so what in that scenario, the your house I'll cook for you thing is somebody you're already in.
You're personally met.
Your acquaintances.
Yeah,
You're in kind of a relationship with each other.
All right. Yeah. So throw that out the window.
So this is perfect strangers.
Yeah.
Perfect strangers. I'd go to Cheesecake Factory. I'd go to Applebee's. I'd go to Chili's. Chipotle might seem weird unless it's like a lunch date.
I'm not doing Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle. No, the list is pretty solid. But me, I'm going to someplace local. That's what I'm doing.
Yes, I will say none of these would be my idea.
Right.
But if a woman suggests it, I'm going. But
I guess
this is more
the guy's idea. So this is a woman's list, is it not?
Yeah.
Women's list places not to go at first date. Yeah. No, I get it.
I've always, which I've never been to Cheesecake Factory, so I don't know. But I've heard the Cheesecake Factory's good.
I have too. But it's a chain. It's a chain.
What if
basically this is saying don't take them to a fucking chain.
Yeah. Dude,
is there anything else weird on there? I mean, your house is obviously weird for a first date. Yeah.
I would invite him. So I would invite him to the movies.
Sports
fucking
event?
number 6.
Sports event. If you met and you're like, oh yeah, we're both Browns fans. Let's go to a Browns game, and then we'll go to dinner afterwards. Yeah, absolutely. That I don't know why that's even on the list.
I wonder why number 6 on the list is the movies.
If you're meeting for a cup of coffee, Denny's, Starbucks, any of those are fine. I don't understand why that's an issue.
I'd go to Starbucks before Denny's.
But basically, when I look at this list real quick, it's just
Wingstop, no.
Can we go to a local place?
Red Lobster, no. Buffet, no. IHOP, no. Denny's, no. The gym, obviously, I'm not going to fucking invite anybody to the gym. Church is bizarre. Unless you meet him at church, then sure. But that's not church is not a first date place.
Yeah. I don't know why Cheesecake Factory is the top of the list though.
Yeah.
Where,
dude, motherfucking ice cream dates.
We don't have one around us.
An ice cream date? That sounds dope.
Oh, that's cute. This is all situational to the women, and like
somewhere that requires a long drive. Yeah, that seems creepy. Where are you taking me?
Why you drive about an hour away?
Bowling, nightclub. Oh, fuck off. I'd love to go dancing with you. Hookah bar. A bar just for drinks? Yeah, fuck off. I'd love to get drunk with you. Waffle House, no. Sports event, I mean, like, yeah, if your fucking dating profile pics, you're wearing like a Browns jersey and shit, I'm wearing a Browns jersey and we're talking about the Browns, like, hey, guess what? I got box seats to the fucking Browns game.
There's nothing in this that, I mean, the chain restaurants, the Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Cheese, like the top 5, okay? After that, you remove everything. Because the top 5 are really where it's at. Yeah. Because if you look at it, the rest of it's just that was decided on.
Right.
I mean, you put Red Lobster, Buffalo Wild Wings, whatever. If a guy's be like, I'll pick you up for a date. And she's like, where are we going? Oh, I'll surprise you. And then you take him. The date is agreed upon beforehand.
Yeah.
It's not like you can't throw church in there. Like, oh,
Right.
church is a terrible place to take me. Well, no, you wouldn't be Sunday taking you to church. Like, IHOP, Denny's, like any place, like Starbucks. It's like, hey, you want to grab a cup of coffee? Are you saying like if a guy says you want to grab a cup of coffee and takes you to Starbucks, you're gonna be pissed?
Fuck, dude.
Come on.
Yeah, and it's you gotta play to the audience too. Hopefully by this point,
Nightclubs, like, hey, you want to pick up on Saturday night and we go clubbing?
well, hopefully by this point, you guys have been chatting for a little while, so you understand what the other person's all about.
This list is dumb. Besides the top 5, I understand the top 5.
So
like, I'll surprise you, and then you take her to the Cheesecake
say this is
Factory as a
one-
surprise.
Say this is one woman's ultimate list.
Sure.
Where the fuck do you take her then?
Just a local place, man. This is all. When I'm looking at this, she does not want to eat a chain. She does not want to do an activity. She wants to get to know you. She wants to go to a nice little romantic local place. That's it. That's it.
But like,
So you go to a place like Kraft we talked about. You go to a place like
yeah, but I mean, like,
that's what I'm saying. And I think this list is compiled of some dumb shit.
yeah,
This is some dumb shit.
it is
This is probably
very superficial,
100 women in one area that compiled this list.
and they're probably
This is not worldwide.
Very
I can guarantee you right now.
this came from a privileged influencer bitch.
The fact to me that Cheesecake Factory is number 1 and Applebee's is not tells me already
Yeah, bro.
that this came from a certain area.
And like I said, I've never eaten a
and
cheesecake.
why this has gone viral, I have no idea.
I've never eaten at the Cheesecake Factory, but I've heard really good
The
things
food's
about
supposed
it.
to be really good there.
I've heard great things about it.
Um,
And
but and Chili's is on the list. Does Chili's even exist anymore?
yeah, Chili's does.
Where?
Not
in Ohio.
El Paso. Dude, don't we have one down at the fucking mall?
No, that shit closed a long time ago.
There's Chili's. There's a Chili's in Canton.
Chili's went through some hardship because they had some salmonella poisoning that
I saw one in El Paso.
wrecked half of them.
I see them all over the place.
I think they are still around.
Yeah.
Not much in Ohio anymore because they had a bad episode in Ohio.
Let's pull up my maps here.
I mean, I understand Chipotle being on the list. Like, yeah, no. You want service, you want anything.
There's one all the way up in Akron. There is not one in Canton.
Yeah, what I'm saying is this list
48 miles away.
This list is kind of bullshit. It's
Yeah.
just basically saying take me to a local place.
Well, and like I said, there's some red flags on there for sure, like Your House or like movie night. It says like the movies. I don't understand why that's even on the list. I thought that was a fucking normal date. You take them to the movies, but the one is like number 21 is the movie night, Netflix, Hulu, and shit. That still involves your house. Like, yeah, no, I don't want to go into your fucking personal space on the first date.
Yeah, this list is dumb.
And get the fuck out of town if you don't want to go meet up at a bar for a couple fucking drinks.
Yeah, I mean that's normal as hell. Like, hey, you just want to go grab a couple drinks at 8 o'clock.
So
tonight?
what are we supposed to do? Not be drunk and like get all awkward and shit?
Yeah, can we have our
Let's
first?
get fucking loose.
The first smart idea is like, hey, I haven't met you, you haven't met me.
Yeah.
Can we go to a bar, have a couple drinks, and talk, and then we'll see if we want to have dinner.
And
Before I splash some cash,
dude,
let me splash some cash on some drinks.
and I really want to watch a show because this kind of spills over into this kind of realm. There's a dating show out called Naked Attraction, I think it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe something called something else, but it's on Max. And they literally start out by showing people's naked bodies from their feet up to their head. I haven't watched it yet, and I really want to watch it.
Oh, God.
But they show all the genitalia,
Well,
and then you judge the suitors based on their genitalia all the way up to their face, and then you get to pick the person you want to date through watching all that.
why are these stupid dating shows?
So that's
just
what I'm saying.
keep
Like
coming out.
like the number one first fucking date should be let's get 6 drinks in us and get naked, and then we just decide instead of playing this whole fucking facade. You know, I'll buy the drinks,
yeah.
and then we just look at each other naked and be like,
Let's just go. Let's go knock one out. So that's out of the way.
yeah,
That's out of the way. We don't have all this build up.
yeah.
And then we decide if, hey, we go get dinner tomorrow because that was really fun.
You
That
know
was
what? I
really
had
good.
we click sexually. Let's see if we click mentally.
Yeah.
Because that's got to be so much harder if you click mentally and it's like, oh man, everything sucks in the bedroom. Like, how do I break up with this person that I actually love, but I can't be in love with because I can't physically love
There's
them.
already so many problems with that idea.
Yeah. Let's just
Either
get
way.
drunk and fuck.
Yeah.
That's my idea of a great first date, honestly.
All I see on this list is go local. That's it.
I'll be married to you for 13 years if we get drunk and fuck on the first date.
So I had a question for you.
Okay.
After everything, good job calling out your wife.
I just showed you her way to my heart.
So obviously you go to sleep before your wife because she
Yes.
works later, she's up later, yada yada, and I go to sleep after my wife.
Yeah.
I've always wanted this. So when you lay down in bed,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a normal thing? You know, after you're done TikTok and doing all that, blah blah blah, you set that phone down. You're like, all right, I need to shut down.
Yep.
Do you have a normal thing that goes to your head? Do you like try to find a scenario or think about something, and then obviously your brain will start going in any direction, whatever, before you fall asleep? But is there one thing you ever try to focus on or anything like, this will put me to sleep fast if I just think about this?
Only if I can't sleep.
Yeah.
Like 9 times out of 10, because I take melatonin a lot.
Okay.
If I haven't been drinking, I take melatonin a lot, and that helps me go straight out. But if I get to that point where I just can't fall asleep, instead of counting sheep, you know what I mean? Like I used to just like count because you just keep counting, and then all of a sudden your mind just forgets what number you were on.
Yeah.
But then I got to the point where counting never worked, and I get up into like 200-300. It's like fuck, this is dumb. But for some reason, the like a burpee cadence, like a 1 2 3 1 1 2 3 2 1 2 3 3 1 2 3 4. For some reason, that cadence fucking knocks me right the fuck out.
Okay.
And one other trick that I had way back in the day in the oil field, whenever I tried to sleep in a truck and it was almost impossible, I would picture myself from the third person looking at me sleeping, and that would knock me right the fuck out.
Nice. Okay.
So, but yeah, those two things,
Good
like
answers.
that weird cadence or the third person view, imagining looking at myself sleeping puts me in sleepy mode. It tricks my brain. I'm like, hey, we're asleep already.
Well, a lot of times, because I don't do the melatonin. I've never tried it. Maybe I should.
Oh, it's amazing.
But the one thing I do is because normally, you know, my wife goes to bed before me, so I stay up and play some video games for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I'll go lay back down, and then I'll start recapping the games in my head that I lost. And I'm like, how did I lose that? What could I have done better?
You replay your failures.
Yeah, but then my brain starts going, you were playing those video games, but now what's over here? Like it starts just
Right.
going to a different place. And
Yeah.
and then you have moments where it's like, I'm so far out here thinking about all this weird shit, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, I hear a bump or I hear something, and it's like right back. It's like, son of a bitch, I was almost there.
Yeah.
And my brain was just going in a whole different direction from
God, that's the worst.
everything else.
That's the worst one too. Whenever you fucking when you snap out of your almost sleep,
Yeah.
you know, like that sucks.
It's always so weird where your brain goes, though. Like,
Yeah.
because you're not in control anymore. It's just your brain. Just start opening filing cabinets and shutting filing cabinets. It's like, no. You know what? This was kind of bothering you the other day, and I'm going to bring that up. It's like, what? No, brain? No.
Well, and a lot of times, like,
and it gets weird.
I won't be in REM, but I'll start kind of dreaming.
Yeah.
I almost would consider it more of a somewhat hallucination. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Because you know, I know I'm not asleep, but my brain's like halfway there, and it's just on that kind of cross,
the jump kicks and the
on that
punches
cross of
and
like, like this,
smack my wife in the
like where
face.
you're
after.
still in the reality, and you hear things going on, and noises around you that make sense, but then like other things start just kind of pouring in there, almost like kind of half acid trippy, like
Dream realm is
because
weird.
I know I'm not like asleep, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
That's when I think the data's getting downloaded off of our brain. No, it's weird. You know, when the falling and when you like wake up and because you're falling, but you still
Yeah.
have body motion, so you catch yourself.
Do you know why? You know, they said there's a reason why that happens.
They don't know shit.
Well, no, they actually say that your body's using it as a defense mechanism because it thinks you're dying. You're going to sleep too fast.
Yeah.
Like you go from like normal heartbeat to like a drop, like you're sleeping. If you don't fall easily into sleep and you fall quickly into it, your body's like, wait a minute, we're fucking dying.
It's like you just fell off a cliff and smashed your head.
Yeah, so it gives you that kick to try
Yeah, well, let's go, baby.
it gives you that kick to make sure you're not actually just
Cup of coffee.
to make sure you're not fucking crossing that tunnel.
Because then
you
it
know?
is harder to fall back asleep after you just got
Because you're
hit.
amped the fuck
You just
up.
hit with that,
bro.
but bam, what the
Body
fuck?
just send a little quick shot of adrenaline to your fucking face.
Give me a little shot to the face.
Yeah.
Nah, I was just curious about that because like I feel like everybody's probably different. And,
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's funny. You know, like I'll think of video games or life experiences or whatever. Like, how can I improve that or how can I do this better? You know, work stuff. I try to avoid completely when I'm falling asleep, but once my mind gets there, it starts melting into all
Yeah.
that. And like it quickly goes from that to that, and then like I can bring it back sometimes without the like jump scare or anything. Well, then it like goes away again, and it's just like
Yeah.
then it all starts melting. And it's,
But that's
it's
like I
fucking
tried
funny.
doing the count and sheep thing or just counting or you know, and for some reason I don't even know why I started counting burpees because I don't even fucking do burpees, bro. I hate burpees. But just something about that 1 2 3 1 1 2 that cadence just
I just count tactical strategy of video
Yeah.
games.
I
Like,
should have grenaded.
well, if I would have did this, and then I could have did this, and if they would have did that, then I could have did this. So
But
tactician. Yeah,
you know, honestly, I'm having a damn good time. We probably and I want to keep going, but
I think
it's because we were way last
we
week.
were gone for a week, but I just had a damn good time.
Dude, I had a damn good time too. We should probably close her out.
And we should probably give everybody else the rest of the night off.
Yeah, we should give you. Yeah. We'll give you guys the rest of the night off. We need the rest of the night off too.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, we gotta save some for next week too. You know,
That's right. We'll be coming full force.
we should be around. Oh yeah. I'll be in town next week. I'll actually be off that whole day next week because I'm taking that day off because my birthday weekend, baby.
Birthday weekend.
Mr. fucking 40, this old fucker.
Yeah, we got to make some plans. So
From what I understand, there's some plans being made.
there is, but I got to make some plans with you. So,
Okay.
all right. But anyways,
Well, hey, I had a damn good time.
I had a damn good time, son of a nutcracker.
Whoa, that's one I hadn't
Wait,
tried yet.
One more time if you're watching on video. Kruger.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Be sure to click like and subscribe. Do all the things. Catch us next week again. We love you. I love you, Cody.
Love you guys. Love you, Steve.
And we'll catch you next week.
Tell your grandma about us.
Cheers.
To a damn good time.
To a damn good